Hey everyone, I have finally secured a flat in Paris, so I'm no longer homeless and I have somewhere to move at the beginning of September. And I thought that's a good time to record this video when I've already done it. Don't worry, that's not how I normally roll. I'm just going to the theater later, so I thought it's a good opportunity to actually record this video whilst I'm looking semi-decent. Yeah, so I'm moving in 3 weeks and I secured a flat around a week ago. It took me around 2.5 months of constant searching and constant frustration with French bureaucracy and customer service, or lack of, should I say. And yeah, I just wanted to share this with you. I'm not sure how informative or educational this video is going to be, or well, actually it probably won't be because I don't want it to be educational. It's probably more about the relatability. If you're looking for a flat right now and you want to hear someone ranting about it at the same time, then that's probably the video. It's not going to give you much advice about the ways around it. So yeah, I started looking for a flat about, like I said, 2.5 months ago. Still full of dreams. I did have expectations about the difficulties and the frustrations and the bureaucracy and the service, and it kind of did the process did meet my expectations perfectly, but it still was frustrating, to be fair. So from the very beginning, I'm not bad at decision making. I was like, you know what? I know my area and I chose Le Marais because it's about 25-30 minute walk from my school, and I, to put it mildly, don't like the Parisian underground. So I thought, the more I can walk and not use it, the better. So I basically chose Le Marais, and I thought I'd stick with it and then see what I can afford, and the budget and all sorts. Then I had a couple more non-negotiables, which at some point I did question, but I still stayed with them. So the non-negotiables were proper bed, not just sofa bed, and then not dishwasher, washing machine, and what else was my non-negotiable? Let's say that was that. I mean, yeah, the area was fairly non-negotiable, but I did venture out a few times when I saw like beautiful rooftops and balconies and stuff like that. But yeah, not far from school, I suppose. And yeah, I mean, and then the nice to haves were rooftops from the windows, big windows, balcony, what's like luxury, wooden floors, not plasticky, like looking Parisian, and I mean, interest in design and all that stuff, but that's just that was nice to have. So I started looking. I started looking on all the websites, and my school actually provided some of the websites, but then I ended up finding loads more just by googling. And yeah, I found a few flats that I liked, and I actually did ask my friends and was like, which one of these, because we're still living in this like unicorn land that I'm just gonna like get whichever one I choose. I wish I knew that. It still had a long way to go. But no, I would get attached to the flats pretty quickly. I would imagine myself, taking photos. I was imagining myself putting all the stuff around there and, living there and, waking up there. But I pretty soon learned that that's not the best approach because, I was getting no's left, right, and center. So yeah, and basically I have requested, 3 flats, I think, which were within my budgets, which were studios, around like 25-30 meters square, which is tiny, but it's a palace in Paris for the budget that I could afford, which was, I think I was starting from like 1,200 euros to around 1,800 euros a month. So yeah, I found a few. I sent them to the agent, provided the paperwork. Well, kind of the one that was required, but also the one that I could provide. So the French love their paperwork and documentation, and landlords actually have a lot of power because there is a lot of demand and not as many nice flats. So they require even things like your tax income statement or something like this from like last year. And when I asked, why do they need this, and how does it prove that I can pay, I was told this is the French law. So okay, so I provided whatever I could, and the agent just took it and disappeared for 3 weeks. And I tried reaching him, I tried chasing him on his email, then I tried chasing him on the general email, then I tried the chat on the website, and then finally he got nudged into action. And when I heard from him via email, he just came back and said, "Hi Irina, the landlord said no." No, there was nothing about sorry for the delay, sorry you had to chase me for 3 weeks or whatever to, no, nothing like that. It was just like, yeah, the landlord said no. You didn't provide the right documents. And I was like, well, okay, so first of all, why did you take the documents that I provided and didn't tell me anything? And also, what is this service? Like, are you doing me a favor? I mean, the attitude is really like, don't come, So I asked to change the agent, and the agency did change the agent in the end, when I explained, the service and everything, even though in the beginning, without asking me what's wrong, they just said, the agent just asked for the documentation. If you can't provide it, this is not the good enough reason to change the agent. I was like, no, that's not why I want to change the agent. I want to change the agent because the service is ridiculous. He's not helping me out. He's not, looking into my specific circumstances. I don't understand what's happening. He's not keeping me up to date. So they changed my agent. And the new agent was relatively better. He did respond. There was still zero empathy, zero going extra mile, but relatively better. So I tried putting offers on a few more apartments, and actually I thought I came up with a genius plan of securing an apartment in France by throwing money at the problem. So I was like, you know what, let me just throw all my savings at this issue. I will try to, offer the rent upfront for 6 months, and then, they will be, so excited and, happy about this offer that I'm just going to secure it in no time, and then I'm going to get there and then see how it goes, and then, get another contract, live somewhere, find somewhere, or move or not move. But, I was like, I think 6 months I'm comfortable with. A year is a bit too much. So I tried to throw money at the problem, to that the French kind of were just like unfazed, don't care, you're not the only one. I kind of get that, they don't need to try hard, because I can huff and puff and leave Google reviews, but we don't have choices, and you know, people will continue using their agency because they have no choice, and you know, because they actually have some nice flats. But you know, I started venturing out. I started receiving the alerts to my emails about the new flats, about different websites, and I'll leave the websites under this video. I think they're very known or well known, but you know, just in case, it's easier to find them. And yeah, so I started receiving updates, and I also started receiving calls. So I started dealing with like estate agents, the specific small ones, and they actually started calling me. And I mean, there are like still a few questions, you know, like they would call me. So because I realized I would get no from all over the place, I started sending out a lot of inquiries, you know. So I would send out like, I don't know, like 10 inquiries, and then I would get calls, and they would say, oh, hi, so I'm calling from this agency. It's about the apartment in Le Marais. It's 27 meters square, and it's, you know, 1,450 euros a month. I'm so sorry, but I don't know every apartment that I asked information for. And you know, they would give you references, and again, I mean, what do you expect? Where do you expect me to put the reference in, you know? Anyways, very questionable, and it's odd. It's like as if they've never had to develop service standards, or you know, it's like it's not for the people. It's just there. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain. It's really odd. So yeah, but it was nice to feel like actually someone, you know, wants me, you know. It was nice to feel wanted finally. So I was, you know, dealing with that, you know, and some flats like get rented out really fast. Some flats wanted proper viewings. Finally, I found another agent who was actually responding, and he actually even apologized for the delay in sending me the video viewing. I was like, what's happening? You know, what did I do? Why is he apologizing for the delay? You know, is it gonna snow in the middle of summer? What's happening? Because I was so used to, like, you know, literally just like, no. I messaged my school as well, by the way, and I was like, you know, guys, I'm like struggling a little bit, and you know, like, how you're so excited that I'm coming to school. Any tips? You know, what am I doing wrong? I'm throwing money at it, still no one cares, you know, what do I do? And the school kind of just went, maybe get an Airbnb for like a month or so. It's easier to find a flat once you're here. And I told them as well, actually, you know, the specific contact that you provided us, she just doesn't respond. Nothing. They didn't feel that needed any acknowledgement, so they were like, no. I was like, brilliant, okay. Yeah, so I continued my search, and you know, it just kind of became, I mean, I managed to stay calm because I thought, yes, you know, at the end of the day, I am moving. Whatever happens, I can move to Airbnb. It's not convenient because, you know, I'll have to move with all my stuff, you know, I'm moving for a while anyways, you know, so it's not ideal, but you know, I am moving, so whatever. And I thought, okay, fine, you know, if I can't find this like lovely cute dream apartment, then you know, I'll find whichever. And you know, I was kind of giving myself like 2 weeks before September to start not panicking, but you know, panic buying, you know, so to speak, like, you know, just finding something quick, maybe further away from school, kind of, you know, just like deprioritizing things and whatever. So yeah, and this, you know, when I saw the viewing for the flat that I actually secured in the end, and you know, when I move, I will show you the tour of the apartment. I was like, okay, you know, I like it, what do we do? So I went, you know, he was like, okay, you know, we'll, you know, just provide these documents, and as you're paying upfront, provide this proof, and I'll go to the landlord and we'll see. So he came back to me saying, actually the landlord said no, because he would like to rent the flat out for a year at the least, and you're asking for 6 months, so all the best in your search. And I'm like, wait, excusez-moi. I mean, what kills me is like, why are you not trying to sell to me? I'm like walking around trying to be sold stuff, and you're not even trying. I'm not saying like be pushy or whatever, but like a little bit out of the box thinking, just a tiny tad. I mean, everywhere I worked in London, I was expected to go above and beyond for the customers. I was working in financial complaints, and I had to like manage expectations. I had to find ways to explain. I had to like, just saying like no would not do. That's not an answer. That would just antagonize people, and I would never pass any quality checks for that. Whereas here, there's nothing like that. It's just a whatever, good luck in your search. And I was like, no, wait, I'm moving for 2 years, so yes, I can move for a year. Just go back to the landlord and tell him that it's I'm fine with a year. So he's like, oh, okay, so he goes back, comes back, the landlord said yes, so we're moving into signing. I have already been traumatized, so I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm like, can I be happy yet, or it's kind of go wrong still, whatever. No response to that. Like, I mean, that's too much emotion anyway. So I was like, you know what, let me wait, because I've had so many no's, and I'm not getting attached to it, even though the flat is like really cute, and it has a big balcony, which is a luxury in Paris, and it has the rooftops, the Parisian rooftop views, and it is in Le Marais, and it is half an hour away from school, and it has a lift, because it's like on the 5th floor. And in some of old Parisian buildings there's no lift, so how the hell do you move in with all your stuff? No idea. But I got a lift and a washing machine and the real bed and everything, and it's about 30 meters square, which my parents were like, this is like the whole flat is 30 meters square. I'm like, yep. So yeah, but I couldn't be happy yet until I signed the lease. But now I have signed a lease, and both me and the owner have signed a lease. So I did like a little happy dance for like about, I don't know, 10 seconds until I felt taken advantage of. I was just like, well, now it's like I'm no longer a beggar, where I was just like, I need a flat. I just want to live somewhere, I want to move in. I want to, feel comfortable. I want to like do. Then I just kind of felt like, why am I paying a year in advance? Why am I paying huge agency fees for what? The other day I asked the agent what my bed dimensions are, so I can actually come with a bedding. And he said, I don't know, I will be in Paris for under 24 hours next Thursday, so I'll let you know. Please do. That would be nice. And then also I wanted to move on the 1st of September, because my course kind of starts on 7th in like the induction week. And instead of moving on 6th, you know why? Because my agent said, I can't get through to the painter. We need to repaint the flat before you move in, but can't get through to the painter. The only painter in Paris you can't get through, or how does it work? So tell me, how does it work with the painters in Paris? But again, I just kind of felt like, yep, I'm super flexible, because I have no choice other than being super flexible. But yeah, when the pressure was off, it did kind of feel a bit like, okay. And I still, until I move in, I can't feel excited fully. Like, I am excited, but I just kind of felt like, well, I'll believe it when I see it. It took me so long. And I wasn't even getting anywhere. I only had like a full-on long conversation with one of the owners who, when I asked him if I could have a virtual tour, just said to me, oh, it's rented out now. So we were literally having a conversation. Like, in 1 second I said, oh, this is brilliant, okay, I'd love to have a look, I'm still in London, so could I have a virtual tour? And he just said, it's rented out now, good luck in your search. I was like, what? and it's yeah, it is frustrating, and I'm kind of bracing myself for my life in Paris, because that's just how it is. And I kind of welcome the opportunity to grow a bit of I don't know, teeth and thick skin, because I do have that tendency to kind of feel deflated really fast, and kind of feel like, why, is it personal? Why are people so mean? Whereas I think within like a week, I was like full force warrior mode, I was like, no, you do this for me, I was just like sending everything around, I was not procrastinating. I was waking up and just like looking at flats, keeping like, prioritizing and deprioritizing things. And in the end, I mean, what worked really was staying calm, having, plan B's and C's, like with Airbnb and, worse apartments or whatever, and just staying calm and just seeing how things will pan out, because I was 100% sure that I'm doing everything I can. I've already, decided on the, my way forward with throwing money at the problem, and, rather than looking for guarantors, rather than for, proving things, and then I started looking at all the videos on YouTube about people looking for a flat, and apparently the landlords prefer Parisian firms, people who work in Paris, who can show the statements, the pay slips, and everything. And essentially, they can pick and choose, which is understandable, to be fair, So a few times I asked the agents, why do the landlords say no? And I heard, I don't know. I don't know. I find it's funny, but again, I kind of did expect that. Yeah, so basically, yeah, I don't know if you can learn anything from this video, apart from just, when I went on my Instagram, like, I think a few days before I secured a flat, actually, weirdly, what a coincidence. And I was like, I still don't have a flat, by the way. And I think I did one on YouTube as well. I was like, I don't have a flat still. And a lot of people were nice enough to just say, oh, actually, do you want me to ask my friend? Let me have a look, and all stuff. Oh, my phone's dying anyways. And I was like, yeah, sure, go for it. I mean, like, be my guest, thanks a lot. And every person who tried to help me came back saying, oh my God, it is super hard. All my friends, my friend who I asked said the same thing. It's crazy hard, and every website that they have given me, I've already tried. And, everyone was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, no, it actually makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm not going crazy. It's actually hard, and, I'm not like missing a point or something like that. So yeah, I have a flat now in Paris. So what next? Next is moving, packing, prioritizing things I need and I don't need, and yeah, actually moving. I'll keep you posted, and I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope it's not too long because I can talk for England. Have a nice day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.